Hello, this is a Kemble Cambridge made in 2006, 112 centimetres tall, just come into stock. I'm just assessing it to see if there's any work that we need to do to improve it. And the casework's pretty perfect. There are some small blemishes which I think our polish can probably completely disguise those. It's a 3-pedal piano and not been used very much. So the middle pedal is a practice pedal. The right hand pedal shows how much use it has, and we'll see on the hammers too that it's hardly been used at all. I'm going to concentrate mostly on touch and tone on this piano. The Kemble at this stage, 2006, often put these plaques on so that clients could request plaques from the company. And we had a lady called Mrs. Collard who put Collard on one, which would have confused a lot of people in the trade because Collard was a piano name too, but it was a lovely small Kemble. This is one of Kemble's better models, really. I'm really very keen on it. A nice long music stand, which is useful these days if you buy and print out the sheet music in. You want to put a lot of it on at once, like I tend to do. And not been faded at all. Very nice satin mahogany, I think it is. Actually, in terms of the finish, I'm not quite sure what that means. So I would have thought mahogany would be what it's called. As we're looking at the soundboard, it's a nice close grains. Kemble made Yamahas too, Milton Keynes. If you see a Yamaha with a suffix of an N after U1, so U1N would be made in Milton Keynes. The touch rate seems to be consistently about 52 grams, which is, well, 50 is our average, as we mentioned before, and it's pretty consistent throughout. Maybe slightly heavier because it's really not been used, as we'll see when we look at the hammers, but very consistent touch rate. So there's the hammers where they're played the most in the mid-treble, and sorry about the focus, there we are, and really that's hardly anywhere, maybe say an hour a day for a year. Just listening to the tone, this is the mid-treble area. That's compared to this Knight K10 1971. And the 1985 Schimmel. And the tenor area on the Kemble. The Knight. And the Schimmel. The Kemble bass. The Knight, and the Schimmel. So here's a summary worksheet of the things that need doing on the Kemble, description at the top there, and the touch weight 52 grams plus or minus 2. Actually it's almost plus or minus 1, I would say. Just one note here that I've marked that needs voicing, so really hardly any voicing to do. That's very unusual. Pitch raising, it's not been used for a long time, so it's dropped in pitch. We take it to 442 just because it'll drop down, or it might end up at 441 when we finish tuning it anyway. And lubricate the balance rail. That's if you look at the keys here, they're a bit stiff, and it's causing one or two of them actually are quite stiff and aren't repeating, so that definitely needs doing. So that's a Kemble Cambridge, just come into stock, so just taking a look at it to compare it tone-wise, and I'm very impressed with the piano. It's one of Kemble's best models. If you're in the trade and like to comment, please do leave any comments you like. But it's very stable, because although it's gone flat, it's not gone out of tune very much. The bass and the treble are slightly out of tune with each other, but it's quite playable as it is, and with a nice solid bass sound. There's a few sticky notes because the centre rail needs lubricating, and that's very, very common if a piano's not been used very much. Has a Celeste pedal, which is very useful for practicing, so you don't disturb people, especially if you're playing lots of scales. And if you are practicing, you normally would play scales to start with if you're serious in practicing. slightly brighter tone, as you might have noticed playing the night. This and the Schimmel are both brighter tone pianos, so that's obviously one of the choices you make. Do you want a brighter sound? Do you want a more mellow sound? The night was more mellow. Doesn't mean to say all nights are, it's just that particular one. I hope that's been helpful, and we know that it's difficult for people to come in at the moment, though shops are opening soon, so that's encouraging. But if you can't get it here because you're too far away, I can assure you, happy to make another video, happy to do a video call while we're in front of the piano as well, if you'd like to see it. I find it very inspiring to play. With a lovely tenor. The top quality Kembles are equal to any piano, really. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that's been helpful.